Hello everyone, and my name is Veronica Veshite-Gah. I'm a child protection officer from Cameroon, and I'm very pleased to have Mrs. Goni Bahal. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Of course, perfect.
Oh, what a beautiful name. Um, she's our guest for today, and we have Mrs. Preed and Mr. Bahal. And I have quite a lot of questions to ask. Mr. Goni Bahar Mrs. Goni is actually connecting from India. And can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Actually, not, we don't want to do that.
About me, I
Yes.
thought maybe you're asking somebody else. So, Veronica, I've been a learning disabilities counselor and a student support specialist. And mainly, like, I have worked in a learning disability school also. It was a proper school. And then in many other schools where there was inclusive education. And I've been doing this for more than 10 years. And
Wow.
yeah, I'm handling the students who have like different learning needs. And honestly, like it was not, I was never meant to start it or do this course. It's just that I
Mm,
was working in a school and I had just finished a course with the Asian College of Teachers online. And, you know, they keep sending the emails after that for the further courses and all that. So once they send me an email telling me about this course, and there is another friend of mine, and I told her, and she was like, "Yeah, why not? Let's." Because I had no clue, like I had never heard of this word, like till then, and she was like, "Yeah, well, let's do it. If we can't do it properly, we can just leave it." I was like, "Okay." So we started doing it, and in between, like a new kid has joined the school, a new child had joined the school, and I used to see him like disrupting the whole library, disrupting the class, and very
yeah.
destructive otherwise also. So, like, as a common person, like, obviously, like, we used to label him that, oh, he's like this, and, like, he cannot stay quiet. I mean, me and the other teacher, because we had no clue, and most of the teachers didn't know in the school about all this. And so when we started this course, and I got to understand what learning disabilities is, and that is when I got to know that the child is autistic. So
Okay.
yeah, and
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
and even
And
like yeah,
okay. And many people confuse learning disabilities with lack of intelligence. Could you explain what learning disabilities really are?
yeah. So I'll give a personal example here of my son. I'm sure they're going to kill me because I always give example. So he was in a boarding school, or even like from
Mm,
childhood, we used to keep getting complaints that he's very naughty. He disrupts the whole class. He talks a
mm,
lot, and like in initial classes, it was still fine because I will help him in doing his work. But then when he was 10 and a half, we sent him to a boarding school, and then we started getting complaints that he's not submitting his assignments on time. And when he will like has have his exams, I will ask him that how his exam went, and he'll be like, "Oh, I wrote everything. I knew everything." And later, when the results will come, and I'll be like, "You didn't get those marks." And he'll be like, "I wrote
mhm,
everything, but the teacher doesn't like me, so she will not give me marks." And still,
mm,
like we were like, "Okay." So then finally, when we moved him to an American school, a boarding school, and he was not able to submit his assignments, that is when the school suggested us. And in the meantime, my course had started, and I could, you know, relate that okay, maybe he has disabilities, but as a parent, you don't want to accept it. So when the school
yeah.
suggested that we need to do his assessment, and in his assessment, uh, we got to know that he has dysgraphia and ADHD. And it did not come in the report, but now that I'm deep into it, I know that he had ODD, and ODD is not there anymore much, but dyslexia
Mm,
also. So yeah,
okay.
so what normally happens is that people think that it's a lack of intelligence, or
Yeah.
yeah, and they are lazy. Whereas the truth is
Mm,
that it's a neurological disorder. Learning
yeah. And
disability,
yeah.
yeah.
And I can relate with what you're saying because I suffered that as a child too. My
Mm-hmm.
I used to think I was very dumb, like that many times in my life. I suffer from ADHD and I'm still having that a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And my mom used to be like very disappointed, used to get very disappointed with me. And I wanted to be a doctor. So every
Mm-hmm.
time I bring home my report, and my mom would be like, it's all right. How do you want to go and kill people in the hospital? Like, she'd be like, choose something else for your dreams. And I was
Mm-hmm.
so disappointed because I felt like I knew what I was doing, but people were not understanding me. And I used to think like, okay, I don't belong here. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
came with time for me to really understand that, okay, this is what I'm suffering from, and this is how I can help myself.
Yeah.
Because here in Africa, we don't really get educated about those
Exactly.
disabilities.
Yes.
Yes.
Even in
We
India,
see it
it's the
as
same.
you are not hardworking, you're not putting in more effort, you
Yeah.
need to work on yourself. And sometimes the blames
Exactly.
come to the parents that they are not
Yeah.
treating that they are not being hard on you. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
But
And
yeah.
that's really disappointing.
But these students are above average most of the time. It is not that they are dumb or lazy. I mean, suppose if they are not good at reading, writing, or spelling, they will be very good
Mm-hmm.
at music, art, technology, problem solving,
Yes.
and critical thinking, sports. You know, these things they'll be very good at. So it's just
Yeah.
not academically that they have, if they are not good,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
they are like, how we like to label them. So that is how it is.
And what are some early signs that parents and teachers should look out for? Do you think there
See,
are early signs?
yeah, there are. So if it's like, first of all, if the parent knows that there were some complications during childbirth, or if it was a premature birth, or there was some serious illness to the mother during pregnancy, or if there has been some accident during the early years of the child.
Okay.
Yes, so if the parents are aware of that, then they should just keep it in mind and watch as the child is growing, because it's just like the way there are milestones after birth, when they start crawling, sitting, speaking, standing, so the same way there are academic milestones also, which they need
Mm-hmm.
to see that whether they are writing, or they can read, or they can understand the concepts that are being told. And like at that time, you can just compare it to their peers. If the other
Yeah.
children of the same age can do it and they are not doing it, and that is when I think they should get the assessments done. I
And
mean,
since
it
you've
can be
been
like,
it's
yeah, sorry.
okay. And since you've been experienced for quite 10 years,
Yeah.
in your experience, what are the most common misconceptions about children and with learning disabilities? What are the most common misconceptions you think?
Again, it's the same that they feel that the child is lazy, or not making enough
Okay.
effort, or
Mm,
is just not interested in doing the work. Like that is how we used to think that, oh, our son is all the time busy with sports, or does not like to read, or
mm,
he because everybody in our family, they're avid readers except my son.
mm,
So
mm,
even like for writing, his handwriting is till now very bad. So
mm-hmm.
like we all used to think that, oh, he just does not want to write, or he's just lazy, he's
Yeah.
more interested in sports, or playing PS, those things. Whereas we didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that he has this disabilities. That is the reason he's not able to do.
Yeah.
And so that, yeah, as I told you, that they are above average or average students, and if they are treated properly, uh, they can thrive in this environment as compared to what normally the parents or teachers think, because we all
Yeah.
generally overlook the amount of effort these children are putting. We don't see that. We just see the end result. That okay,
Mm.
the child has not been able to do that, and but with proper support, accommodations, and empathy, and they can really do well.
Yeah, I can relate with that because my junior brother has he hasn't finished his education, but he's quite very smart in a lot of things and
Mm-hmm.
he's doing good for himself, you know,
Mm.
and he assists my mom financially more than us.
Okay.
You understand? Yes.
Mm.
And I'm glad that my mom was aware about that because I remember when he was failing a lot in school, my mom said, you know what, just tell us what you want. Maybe
Yeah.
education is not for everybody. And then he said,
Yes.
okay, this is what I want. But I didn't have the opportunity. I think by that time, my mom was not really aware that, okay, this, you know, and that really makes a lot of sense because sometimes the parents now would like send the children to school, keep wasting money. I'm not saying sending a
Yes.
child to school is wastage of money, but the child doesn't want to be there. So ask them,
Exactly.
what do you want us? How can we help you? You know?
Yes. That
And
is
maybe
true.
in the future, they will want now to continue their education.
Yes. Because mostly, Indian society, like I have not seen the Cameroon thing, but Nigerian
Mm-hmm.
society, they are more focused on academic part. You know that
Yes.
yes, like I have come across students who were very good at writing, like writing essays or writing stories, poems, and all that. But the parents were like, no, you cannot do that. You have to come. You have to get good marks in your subjects. So like even in Indian society is the same thing. Oh, my child got
Mm-hmm.
89%. Oh, my child got 99.9%. But that is all pressure.
Yes.
Maybe the child wants to do different things in life. And let me tell you, if the parents allow them, they can really do well in what they choose. Like as you told about your brother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And do you conduct workshops in school? Because if you do, what are the challenges you face trying to support these children?
Yeah, I do conduct workshops in schools. I have conducted workshops in many schools in India and Nigeria. So it's just that, see, teachers do try to help these students, but we have to keep it in
Okay.
mind that there is a certain amount um, of time that they have in which they have to complete the syllabus that they have been given. So it depends on the size of the class and time constraint, curriculum demands, and many teachers they just have a limited access to the specialized training that like that they can provide to the individual students. So because it's not still part of like the schools are not very particular about these things. So and the teachers are expect like teaching job is not like before anymore. Earlier it used to be that okay, you have done graduation or you have done masters and you're sitting free, okay, you become a teacher. And it used to be just marking the notebooks or results, that's it. But now it's a very demanding job. And I feel that the teachers should have ongoing trainings, teacher trainings, and practical classroom strategies they need to have. And they need to collaborate with the support system to achieve the better results, because I have come across, and moreover, I think the teachers have to have empathy towards these students, which many of them they don't have. So,
And are they really? What practical strategies can teachers use in regular classrooms to help students succeed? Do you think there are practical strategies that you can share with us?
See, the thing is, in our systems, education system, if the teacher has given written the answer of 10 lines, they expect the child to know those 10 lines. You know, if the child is answering the same concept in a different way, they don't accept it. Because I think one, it increases their workload because then, they have to see each concept as described by the child. And also, like, I feel that one lesson plan can work for the whole class. It's just that special students, they just need a bit of changes in the regular curriculum. And it's like, and moreover, like, they should give them extra time. If they have given like 2 days to a student for these students with disabilities, they can give them like 4 days extra time, and not the same kind of workload should be given to the child. So, like, because they will not be able to do that much as a normal child in any way, like especially in inclusive schools. Reward system works very well with them. I think that works for every child. It's not only the children with learning disabilities that it works. But yes, reward system can work. Or they can be given responsibilities in the classes. Like, okay, this week you are the captain of the class, or you will collect the notebooks, the homework notebooks. So these are the small things that teachers can do. And also, they can just they should not pressurize the child that you cannot answer or reply to a particular question in a particular manner. Some child might be very good in technology, which he can submit assignments online. Some child might be very good at writing story or drawing art, So they should be open to all these things, with which I think the whole class will do well. It is not only the children with learning disabilities.
And how can parents support their children at home without making them feel pressured? Because obviously some parents are not really used to that. They are not aware about that. So how can they really support their children at home without making them to feel pressure?
See, first of all, what happens is, like any other child's parent, they feel that the whole responsibility is on the school. And supposedly, especially if they are paying for specialists like occupational therapists, speech therapists, they put everything on those therapists. Whereas they also need to do the equal contribution at home. And they need to understand how their child responds. A routine is very important for children. It is not that they can do random things at random time. If they know that this is the routine, they will do very well, these students. And a positive reinforcement works wonders. And a safe environment at home, it will make them feel very safe, understood, and encouraged, because small praises helps the child a lot. And the parents should not only focus on their academic results, they should look at the overall performance of the child and the progress that the child has made. And even a small achievement should be celebrated. So, yeah. And like, there are so many things that they can do at home, what the therapists are doing in the school, or because that will only do well for the child. So, yeah, there are many activities they can do at home for their fine and gross motor skills, sensory, speech therapy. So they should indulge in those things also. And first of all, they need to have time for the child. Like I have come across many parents who are like, oh, we don't have time even for their assessments. I mean, that is so surprising. It's for your child's benefit, and how come you don't have time for their assessment? So,
And
yeah, and
in
yeah,
sorry, in India, right? What
yeah.
progress have you seen regarding awareness and inclusion for children with learning disabilities?
In India, it's slightly better. The parents, especially urban parents in cosmopolitans, they are more open to this kind of ideas and understanding of the learning disabilities. And there is a certain, like, I think in Cameroon, it's GCE board, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a GC board.
Yes. So in India, there is like CBSE board. So now what
Okay.
CBSE has done is they have made it compulsory in all the CBSE schools because there are two, three different kind of boards that we have. But in all CBSE schools, they have made it compulsory for the schools to have a special educational need department and to have a proper setup with the special needs teachers. And so, yeah, things are getting better. And many parents, if they see that the child is not doing well, they do approach the schools if the school wants them to do the assessments. And yeah, so that way, India is getting better. India is getting there.
Are they like are they like cultural beliefs or stigmas that families often have to overcome?
Oh, yes, that goes everywhere
Mm,
from wherever, like in Nigeria and in India, it's the same thing. The parents, they feel that,
okay.
first of all, they feel that it is because of them the child has a disability. You know, they need to understand it was not their fault. It's just like by birth, or if there has some accident happened when the child was young, that this problem has come up. You know. So, can you hear me properly? Hello.
That's quite very normal. It's quite very normal. Sometimes parents start being
Very
like,
normal.
am I a good parent? What did I do wrong? You know, am I
Yes.
pampering this child so I need to be harder on you, maybe I need to be harder.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
more you become hard on that child, you're not helping the child at all.
Yes, because also they have this feeling that uh, friends, relatives, or the teachers will start judging them, you know. And like in Nigeria, I remember they were like twin sisters. They had this, both of them, they had a learning disability. And the mother was like, I give the right to the teachers to flog them, you know, if they're not doing well, flog them. And we were like, dude, we cannot flog them, you know, because in Nigeria
Yeah,
still
I
this
can
way.
relate. I can relate. I can relate.
And it was the same thing. Honestly, it was the same thing with me. Why should I just blame them? Like when I had no clue of learning disability,
Yes.
I used to tell the teacher, oh, I have given you the full right to slap him if he's not behaving, you know, or if he's making noise in the class, or if he's disrupting the class. And like, even in Nigeria now, like, it's illegal. You cannot slap a child. But the
Yeah.
parents will be like, but we are
It's
telling you.
everywhere. It's
Yeah,
everywhere. But I remember growing up in school, I used to be scared to go to school. As I said, I suffered from what your son is actually going through. So
yeah,
I hated doing my homework. I always loved playing football. I
yeah.
loved playing football. And my mom would be like, "You're a woman, you're supposed to be in the kitchen learning, you know?" And when every time I go to school on Mondays, I knew they would flog me. So I used to double my trousers because they will back me up. They will like they'll hold me, my hands and my feet, and flog me because I didn't want to do my homework. I just love
Yeah.
playing, and I just wanted to play. And
Yeah.
life was too serious. Why?
Exactly. And the problem is,
Yes.
uh, parents or the teachers, they don't understand. It's a lifelong disability. Like you told me that you have ADHD and you still have ADHD. So these things, they are lifelong. It's just that, sorry, it's just that they will not be able to, like, okay, they can't be that bad at organization of the things, or they will get better with reading or writing or concentration. But yeah, like, if you expect them to be like, oh, when he was a kid he had a learning disability, now he's grown up, he's 20, 21, he cannot have now. So those things are not, it doesn't work like that. So, like, and especially if you have going through that phase of feeling low, it's just piles on, piles on, piles on. And especially student kids who have ADHD, they will just finally just give up. I don't know if you also feel like that, when you feel that it is all overwhelming and you just leave everything.
Yeah, I feel like that a lot. As I
Yeah,
said, even at my adulthood, I try to manage it. That's why sometimes I get into activities, and I don't like crowds, by the way, because I always feel inferior when every time I'm in a crowd because I will always be quiet, because I forget a lot. So I always move my pen and my book and I write down a lot, and I have had a lot of issues in the past because people be like, how can you forget my birthday? How can you forget this? Like, I just told you this right now and you've forgotten. And people thought I was crazy, because they thought I'm not serious. I'm not
yes,
serious. I'm not serious about my life, by the way. That's what they will always say to me. And I really feel bad because I'm like, I think something is wrong. I really want to remember, but I can't,
yeah.
you know, and it's really
And
sad.
these are small things like, organizing your school bag, or organizing your things before you go next day to work, or organizing your cupboard. You know, these are very small things, but it actually takes a toll on them. You know, it is not that they are doing it deliberately, it's just that they are not able to do, even if it is their intention to do. Like, I had a student, and she will come to me, and she will be like, "Oh, Mrs. Bahal, this term I'm going to do very well, and I've planned everything, and I will copy the notes on time," because she couldn't copy. Like, she had dysgraphia also, and she was slightly autistic. And by like end of 2 weeks, she will be crying, and I'll be like, "What happened?" She'll be like, "I'm not able to do it. What all I thought that I will do it." So that you know it, that intention is there, but they are not able to do it. So it is not something deliberate. So yeah.
Yes, exactly. And what advice will you give to parents who have just learned that their child has a learning disability?
First, I will say that, let it absorb. I mean, obviously, first everybody is shocked that, oh, my child is this, and they will think 100 times that, oh, how his life will be, how will he be able to cope, or life is so tough, how he's gonna make money or work in ahead, when they are adults. So I think first let it absorb, go easy on yourself, and don't panic or lose hope. There are many different ways that a child can learn. Disability is not a diagnosis, not a limitation. It is telling you that, okay, your child has these disabilities, learning disabilities, so you can work around those. Like my son, if he had to submit the assignments online, he will be fine. But if it comes to writing on the paper, he will not be able to do that. He could not write. So, and it's like, I feel that second thing that they need to do is keep time aside for them. if they feel that okay, they are not there to do activities with the child, they should be there at night reading with them. And they need to also focus on the child's strengths instead of weaknesses or the yes. So and then they need to seek professional guidance so that they know that okay, this is how we need to work with our child. And second, I think you just need to believe in your child and feel that yes, my child can do, because positive reinforcement, positive this thing really helps the child. Instead of being negative all the time and criticizing your child, oh, that child is able to do it and you're not able to do it, will only pull your child down. But if you praise even a small thing that child has done, will help them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And another thing I want to add is that I know maybe it doesn't happen in the Western world, but in the African world, we let people try to bully our children. I don't want to say bully, but we let other people put their negativity into our children. For
yes,
example, you will see someone be like, You are spoiling this child. Oh." Because if it was my child, I will beat you, I'll flog you, you know. And then the parent will be like, it's true, let me go and flog my own. You understand? Please, sometimes also try to defend your child in public because people will try to bully the child, especially when they realize a lot of things. They'll be like, this
yes,
child, you're very dull. You're very dull. Like, why can't you not reason a little thing? I will not take that. Don't do that. You understand? So a
yes,
parent should learn to also defend the child in public because
yes,
these little things get into the child and make the child to feel confident about themselves.
yes.
Always tell
Because
them you're loved,
you don't know what the child has gone through the whole day in the school.
Yes,
Because the other students in the class might be making fun of the child because they are able to do it, and this child is not able to do. And suppose the case is severe of autism or something, then they might be a facilitator or a shadow teacher with the child that the parents are sending, which other student might be finding it funny, you know and because of that there might be more pulling. And like maybe the teacher has pulled them down in front of the whole class. Oh, see, other children are able to do it. It is only you, that it is only you who is not able to do it. So that is what, like, we just need to support our children instead of like, because
uh,
we have gone through that. So, and I'm sure you have gone through that. So yeah.
and if you could change one thing in the education system to better support these children, what would it be?
It would be, first of all, the government needs to provide the trainings to the teachers. And let's be very honest, if when it comes to paying, the teachers will not be ready to pay. So either they can do it conducted for free, or they can keep a very nominal charge for the trainings. And uh, and then, am I on the right track? You're asking about the educational system, right?
Yeah, yes, you're on the right track.
Yeah. And because teachers are the first ones to notice if something is wrong with the child. As I always tell the teachers in my workshops, that if you see a child who's not able to perform the way other children are, but he's good at other things, they need to report to the school authorities that I have seen that this child's handwriting is bad, or they are doing that mirror writing, you know, or is not able to read well, or is bad at maths, anything like that. I mean, anybody can be bad at maths, but if they feel that, okay, this child is not understanding the concepts at all, they need to report it to the school so that the school can tell the parents to do the assessments, and then they can work accordingly with the child. And that will, I think, provide a lot of confidence and support to the learning disability students. And I think early intervention and inclusive teaching practices can do the transformation very easily for the students.
Okay. I used to remember teachers in class when they have these children with disabilities. They always send them at the back seats and be like, just sit there.
Yes, yes,
And then they will teach the smarter ones, and they don't care about the children at the back. I think in class, what I would suggest is children with these disabilities, the teacher should like put them on one corner,
yes,
but it should be in so that when she finished teaching the general teaching, she comes back to them and she like,
yeah,
did you understand what I did? And try to have a one-on-one talk with them,
yes.
but sometimes the teacher doesn't like, I need to walk
Oh,
out with
because
like,
they're not ready to spend that extra time on them. They feel that, oh, I'm getting paid for this much work. Why should I do make an extra effort? I have come
yeah.
across many teachers like that. And I always tell them that don't let them be at the back. The same thing as you mentioned, that make them sit on the side in the front. And
Mm,
yeah, and the shadow teachers should monitor them and help them do their
yes.
work. Yeah, and many a times if the child is making noise or something, to their own convenience, the teachers will just send them to same department, so that their class is going on smoothly. And
Yes.
they are not ready to give accommodations. They are not ready to do any other way that the child can submit the answers. Yeah, what you're saying is
Yeah,
absolutely right.
exactly. And one thing I will also propose that as a school administrator, when a teacher brings a child up like that, then you know that that teacher knows what she's doing because a lot of teachers are not passionate about their jobs.
Exactly.
They just want to earn a living. And I will not advise a school administrator to I think they should put that in an assessment for teachers and say, okay, if you have a
Yes,
child with disability, what will you do?
exactly. Yes,
You
exactly.
know,
You're
to see
on
if that
point.
teacher knows what they are doing, you know. They should just
Yes,
put that as a surprise, like something like we call it uh, assessment for teachers, you know.
yes,
Yes. And sometimes they should also carry out surveys at the end of the school semester and
yes,
ask which child is creating more difficulties in class and what have you been doing about it.
yes. And Veronica, they should just randomly call the child, the head of the school or the head of the department, can just call the child randomly and ask, okay, so these are the difficulties that you had. Is which teacher is helping you out? You know, so that they understand that okay,
Wow. Yes.
yes, because child's feedback, because children are not there to manipulate. They will just tell you honestly. Like when I left the school where I was working in Nigeria, and like I I still love my those kids, like because I get the messages from there. And so sometimes I will go to visit them in the school, and they'll be like, "We want you to come back." I'll be like, "But there is a school counselor now, you know." They'll be like, "Yeah, but we cannot talk to her. She judges us." And as for Nigerian this thing, they will be like telling the students that no, you need to listen to the parent. You know what the parent is telling you, you need to do that rather than not listening to them. So they feel very helpless. They feel that that there is unapproachable staff. So that is why I said that randomly they should just call these students and ask them if they are being helped in the class.
That's very true. And that should be practiced in a lot of schools. And I think that this will help both the teachers, the parents, and the child itself in being
Yes,
involved.
yes.
I'm so grateful that you accepted to do this with me.
Thank you
And
so
I
much
hope
for giving
that
me this platform and opportunity, Veronica.
yes, and I hope I pray and I'm hoping we have more of this talk because there's a lot to learn from you.
Oh, a lot, a
And
lot.
yes. and even carry out some workshops online. That will be very good.
Yes, yes, I do
Yes.
workshops online also, and
Okay.
especially, yeah,
And are you
I do.
working on any project that you think you can offer?
Yes,
Do you
right
have
now I'm
anything to
doing the
say?
inclusive lesson plans, and then I do the consultations with the parents. To tell them how to deal with the students, or how, the questions that you asked, not to
Yes.
feel that, okay, the pressure, or to feel that it's a stigma. So I do the counseling with the parents, I do the workshop with the teachers, I do the counseling with the teachers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Okay,
do
so you're
all
going
of
to
that.
send me your details and I'll put it in this description so that
I'll
anyone
do.
can contact you through it or book a session with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Veronica. I'll do that.
Yes.
Again, thank you so much. I don't know what's with my. Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Veronica.
Thank you too. And I think we can now end the session if there's nothing else to say.
No,
Yeah,
nothing else to say.
it's been very nice, very good experience listening to you both. Thank you very much for having
Yes.
me in.
Thank you too,
Thank
Mrs.
you,
Good
Pate.
and
luck to
I'm
joining
so
you,
in.
grateful.
Veronica. Bye bye.
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 Bye, guys.